Hello guys, so Redmi Note 4G is in the house and Redmi Note 3G is also here. The only way I can differentiate between these two, physically at least, is that Redmi Note 3G has a scratch guard and Redmi Note 4G doesn't have. Because both the devices are completely identical and there is no physical difference as such by which you can differentiate between these two. So let's do a speed test of Redmi Note 3G versus the Redmi Note 4G. Basically we will compare boot time of both the phones, then we will launch some of the apps by which you will come to know that which processor performs better, because the Redmi Note 3G has a MediaTek octa-core processor whereas the Redmi Note 4G has a Qualcomm Snapdragon but a quad-core processor. Both are having 2GB of RAM, so that will be very interesting to see which phone performs better. So before starting with the test, let me tell you that I did a factory reset on both the phones on the same time, install the apps on the same time, so there is no issue like I used one phone for the longer time so it will perform slower. So there is no issue something like that. Both the phones do not have SD card in them and do not have SIM cards as of now for this test. So let's get started with this video. So guys, this is the Redmi Note 3G over here and this is the Redmi Note 4G. So the first test I'm gonna do is reboot the phone. So 1346 MB of RAM is free over here and here we have 1367, so that's very close. So let's reboot the phones and so the Redmi Note 3G shut down very fast. So it will be interesting to see which phone boots up faster. So as you can see, the Redmi Note 4G has already booted and the Redmi Note 3G is struggling, I guess. So the Redmi Note 3G is taking very long time to boot. Yeah, the Redmi Note 3G has finally booted up. So as you can see, both the phones are connected to the same Wi-Fi. Now in the next test, let's go ahead and start Temple Run 2. As you can see, the phones are freshly booted. Let's check the free amount of RAM. So 1351 MB of RAM free over here and here we have 1361 MB of RAM free. Let's clean the RAM once again. And now let's fire up Temple Run 2 at the same time. The GPU on the Redmi Note 3G is a little bit on the higher side, so I guess 3G should win this test because the game highly uses the GPU. But surprisingly, the Redmi Note 4G has started the game already. So let's see. So the man fall down. Yeah. So it's almost very neck to neck. Around 1 second of difference. So still we cannot say that the Redmi Note 4G is faster. So let's open up the YouTube application. So the Redmi Note 4G started a little faster. Both the phones are connected to the same Wi-Fi. So it will be interesting to see which one shows. Oh, okay, so this is already showing. But the Redmi Note 4G has the 5 GHz of Wi-Fi band, whereas the Redmi Note 3G has 2.4 GHz only. So that's quite obvious that you will get higher Wi-Fi speeds on the Redmi Note 4G. So let's go ahead and search my channel name. So again the Redmi Note 4G has showing faster. So here as you saw, Redmi Note 3G was a little faster than the Redmi Note 4G. So that's a good thing. So as you can see, I have crossed 2000 subscribers. So yeah, let's focus on the test. So let's open the Chrome browser. So let's fire up GSM Arena site. So let's see which one opens the site faster. Redmi Note 3G has completed loading the page and Redmi Note 4G completed just now. Let's go into option and let's select desktop site. So the Redmi Note 4G has already opened the website. Let's see who completes it first. So both the phones completed opening the desktop site very fast and there is no problem in browsing on both the phones, so that's a good thing. So let's fire up Leo's Fortune. So both the phones were almost neck to neck. Redmi Note 4G was a millisecond faster. So let's close the applications. Now let's have another test. This will use the CPU to its fullest. So let's see which one does this faster. Okay, so here we have both the files which are exactly same. So let's hit the extract button and now let's see which one extracts the file faster. So surprisingly, even after having octa-core processor, the Redmi Note 4G is winning. So as you can see, the Redmi Note 4G has completed this process, and surprisingly it has quad-core processor, and here we have the Redmi Note 3G has octa-core processor. Still it completed just now. So it's very surprising to see that Redmi Note 4G has completed it faster. Let's hit the back option and let's hit home. So let's check the free RAM available. As you can see, 956 MB of RAM is free over here and around 310 MB of RAM is free over here. And this might be because Redmi Note 3G is still based on 4.2, whereas Redmi Note 4G is based on 4.4.2. So with better RAM management of KitKat, we can see the difference in the performance. Whereas in theoretical way, Redmi Note 3G should open up and close the apps faster, but I think the software mattered a lot over here, and KitKat surely made a really good impact on the Redmi Note 4G. So as you can see, both the phones have GPS enabled, and both the phones are set to high accuracy, which uses GPS as well as the Wi-Fi, and both the phones are connected to same Wi-Fi. You must be knowing that as of now because I have said it so many times. So let's fire up maps and let's see which one shows the location faster. So let's hit this. So both the phones were almost neck to neck. There was no difference in that. But the problem with the Redmi Note 3G is that it keeps rotating and doesn't show the exact position, whereas as you can see in the Redmi Note 4G, it's showing the accurate position. So let's hit home once again. In the first round of test, both the phones were almost neck to neck, but the Redmi Note 4G was quite faster than this. So let's have another test in which we'll open the apps from the background and let's see which one opens it faster. So this was for maps. Let's open up Leo's Fortune once again. So both the phones were running it in the background, so that's a good thing. Let's open up Easy and Rare. So that was good. And now let's open up Temple Run 2 and let's see which phone was running it in the background. So as you can see, both the phones were running it in the background. So this is because of the 2GB RAM present in both the phones, and that's a very good thing, because of which we can run the apps in the background so that we can continue using the apps from the background. So as I said earlier, let's hit the reboot option once again and let's see if the Redmi Note 4G is really faster in booting up than the Redmi Note 3G. So let's hit the reboot option together. So once again, the Redmi Note 3G shut down faster than the Redmi Note 4G, but it will be interesting to see which one boots up faster. So I think the Redmi Note 4G once again has booted up faster than the Redmi Note 3G. And let me tell you that in both the phones, SD card is not there, that's the memory card is not there. I guess this is because of the software version which is present on the Redmi Note 4G. So guys, as you saw in the video, Redmi Note 4G had a little edge over the Redmi Note 3G. Redmi Note 3G has a better GPU than the Redmi Note 4G. And the processor is octa-core in the Redmi Note 3G, whereas it's quad-core in the Redmi Note 4G. Still, Redmi Note 4G performed a little better. I guess this is because of the Android version. As the Redmi Note 4G is running on KitKat, the Project Butter is implemented in the KitKat, whereas the Redmi Note 3G is still running on the 4.2 Jelly Bean. As I mentioned in my full review of Redmi Note 3G, Android version on the Redmi Note 3G is quite a concern, because I don't think the Jelly Bean is completely using the full power of the octa-core processor and the GPU. So let's hope that Redmi Note 3G gets the KitKat very soon. And guys, this was only the speed test. More in-detail comparison between 3G and 4G will come real soon after I use 4G for 2 to 3 days. And let me give you a glimpse at it. As you can see, this pic is taken with Redmi Note 3G and this pic is taken with Redmi Note 4G. So both the phones have a same camera department, but still there was a little difference between the image quality. I'll surely talk about that in my full comparison of Redmi Note 3G and Redmi Note 4G. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, to get notified when the video comes out. So this is it for this video guys. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys.